Hello, everyone. This is Realtor Linda Peltz. Today, I'm here with Tom, and he's going to tell you all about some lending. Take it away, Tom.
All right, Tom Valentino here with Scenic Oaks Funding here in Fresno. We've got our new office opening up actually this week, right here on North Palm and Knees.
Oh, nice area.
It's a great place. We've got a couple good restaurants nearby, so it works out really nice. We got a staff of 4 people in here currently. Well, not really currently because we're waiting for our furniture to come in. So within the week, I'm sitting in the lawn chair today, but other than that, it's going good.
Well, by the end of the week, you'll have a nice place to meet them at.
Yes, exactly. We are a banker, not a broker. Okay, so everything's done in-house. Our corporate's based out of Modesto, California. The company's been around approximately 20 years. Again, we are bankers. We do all the conventional loans, government programs, FHA, VA. One of our more popular products is the CalHafa first-time home buyer program.
First-time home buyer. Oh, yeah.
It's a great program. You know, if I can maybe recap a little bit about that program.
Sure.
How it works is, CalHafa, they will cover 100% of the down payment. And they will also cover up to 3% of the closing costs.
Nice.
Yeah, so you could get
saves those first-time home buyers quite a bit.
Yeah. You know, if you get let's say your average purchase in Fresno is what, about $350, I think, right around there. You could get into a house under $10,000.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's definitely a good way to start.
Oh yeah, that beats having to come up with the down and all the closing costs. Right. And I don't think, you know, a lot of them, especially with them being a first-time home buyer, realizes how much that adds up.
It does add up, you know, because I don't think a lot of people understand when you get that new loan, new home, you have to pay your prepaid items, which is taxes, insurance. And with the average house costing $350, you know, your taxes are going to be probably about $4,000 that first year. So yeah, it does add up. And then of course you got your insurance premiums. So
doesn't help that those home prices just keep going up and up, does it? It's like it used to be. Median price was 200. Now we're up around that 350 mark. And I'm sorry, people. If I could fix it for you, I would.
Yeah, I've noticed the property tax is what really hurts some of the new home buyers. You know, you could have a payment of $1,000, but your taxes, mortgage insurance, fire insurance could almost be the same as the mortgage payment, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Well, and have you noticed, well, I've noticed anyway, the fire insurance, especially up in some of our country communities, you know, up in the mountains and different things. I'm so sorry, people. I don't know, how can we get around that? I just have not come up with a way yet. Those prices are something else.
Yeah, about 2 months ago, I closed a deal in Course Gold, and yeah, the insurance was about $5,000 to $6,000 a year just to be up there.
Yeah.
The California Fair Plan kind of kicks in. They cover the fire aspect of it, but then they still have to get their own policy to cover all the contents and liability. So that makes it tough. Hopefully, we just need rain, right? So
I know. Everybody start praying for some rain. Maybe we can fix it that way. I don't know how long it'll take once we're fire free for that you know, fire insurance to kind of start lowering.
That's what I'm hoping. Sure. Yeah. I'm thinking if we have a couple good years of rain, maybe that insurance will go down, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's really had a negative impact on like the foothill communities, you know, as far as that goes.
Well, in every area sells kind of differently. I know Clovis Unified School Districts are still super, super popular. So even if it's a Fresno zip or a Clovis zip, you know, those are still probably the most popular, and then it kind of spreads out from there. I know they're doing a lot of revitalization on that 93722, which is that Western out there, Western zip code out by the Highway 99. They're doing a lot of
Yes.
revitalization out there.
The
So
Central
they put in
Unified.
that new, they put in that new Central Unified
Yeah.
High School. That's really helped that area, I think, in a lot kind of grow, and I've seen a lot of big changes here in the last year over there. So
I think Central's up and coming. You know, you hear a lot about their sports, or you know, it's almost like they're duplicating Clovis a little bit. You know?
Yeah.
But you know, I think it's growing. It's doing really well in that area. Doing very
Yeah.
well.
I do too. What do you kind of find, you know, as far as your refis and home loans? Do you find a particular zip code?
You know, the toughest is probably Clovis because the inventory is so low for us. You know, more of our volume is going to be Fresno Unified or Central Unified right now. It's just Clovis, the inventory is so low. There's just not too many clients just cannot find the houses out there. So I think
I know I'm always telling them, you know, it's like, no, really, I sent you everything. I know there was only 5, but that's everything I have in the Clovis school district. I'm sorry. And they're sure not, you know, usually a lot of times in, you know, that first time home buyer's price range, it's tough, you know, if you can't get into the low end of Clovis, which is literally like three over 300. So I mean, to get into those Clovis zip codes, and then they go up from there, you know, it's just tough. I've sadly, we've priced a lot of our young ones right out, you know, and there's not much you can do about it.
I think the first time home buyers really have it tough right now.
They do. I feel for them. I always like finding great lenders like you so they can help them. So,
you know, my first house in Fresno in the 90s was like 110,000 was my first house. So we had a little bit easier back then.
Yeah. Well, and some of the long-termers, right? You know, and then, you know, they bought when the house prices were down, and of course they went up so high. But Clovis right now, our turnover is still super short. You know, I mean, as far as the house goes on, usually within, you know, depends on how long the seller takes to make a decision, a few things, but usually within that first week or two, they've got it into escrow. But it kind of slows down in some of the zip codes just a little bit. So
right.
That's kind of our timeline as far as real estate.
I just think for the buyers, they have to be patient and just hang in there. I think you can't give up. Several do, they get frustrated after a while and they kind of give up on it, right? But
I kind of find if they haven't, like 3 offers and they're not listening and not really understanding, okay, if you really want this house, this is what you have to do. And it takes them about 3 tries, I've noticed, before they really, I understand what you're saying now. It's like, okay, so that third transaction seems to be the killer. Either they're so frustrated they back out and say, never mind, I'm not buying a house, or they kind of understand what you're saying and go, no, I really want this house. You get it, whatever it takes, you know. Okay, well, this is what it's going to take, you know, and then they usually get it. It's kind of interesting to see the cycle. You know, it's a super aggressive market. You're going to have to be, I went up against, you know, like 40 offers. And that's what I tell my client, how bad do you want it? Because this is what you're going to have to do if you really want it. And this is, you know, this is a 50-50 chance if you send it in this way. And if you really are not super interested in having it, then that's what that, you know, your original offer is going to produce is we're not going to get it. So you decide how bad do you want it. I'll write it up any way you want, but if you really want it, this is what it's going to take. And some of them will, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. Well, you just lessened your chances, you know. So I've noticed it takes about 3 times and they go either way. Either they back out or they're like, no, I'm all in. You get it. I want this one. So,
you know, the buyers, we have to make sure that they're definitely pre-approved. And, you know, there's some online lenders they give out pre-approvals like candy. And then when it comes
to me, they're not really pre-approved unless you went through the underwriting.
They're not.
And I cannot sign off a loan contingency with those online ones.
Yeah, they can't. So I have all of realtors now asking for the DU, desktop underwriting approval now. So
definitely.
in a way, I think that's a good idea, actually. I agree with that because, again, so many, especially if the online lenders, they're giving those letters out. When it comes time to close the deal, it doesn't happen. They waste everybody's time, you know?
Well, and I still do a lot of explaining, no, that's a pre-qual. That is not
Yeah,
a pre-approval.
right.
That basically means you hit a button and it said, oh yeah, you should, might work. That's not what we need. The
Yeah.
sellers do not want to see the pre-quals. They want to know that you can actually get, that means you've turned in paperwork, you know, you've started the underwriting process, you've,
Yep.
they want that. They don't want you barely clicked a button and it said it might work, because
That's actually a good way to put it. It does happen, though. It happens all the time. So you just got to work smarter. You know, got to work smarter. Be available.
Well, how many in the mail, you know, I get them all the time, but you're pre-approved, you're pre-approved, you're pre-approved. In the fine print, well, you have to turn in all the documents and you have to be in this guideline, and you're not really pre-approved until it's like,
you know, I call it the fake.
Stop sending those.
I call it the fake news. You'll see these rates advertised online, like you'll see 1.5%, you know, or 1.99. There really is no such thing as a rate that low right now. So if it's too good to be true, it normally is, you know.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of the, I don't know, again, it's a lot of the fake news out there.
Well, it pays to go with a reputable lender, local lender. I keep preaching that. Tom would be a great source for all of you. Get over to him. He will guide you through wherever your life is, because you can have two identical homes, but it has a very, very different life for each one because of what's going on in individuals,
right.
You know, background and different things. So Tom would be a great source, everyone.
Thank you.
If you want to consider a home purchase, you know, or even a refi, you know, get over to Tom and he can kind of lay you out with the process and what documents you're going to need for what's going on in your life. So anything else you'd like to add?
Thank you for your time. Feel free to give me a call, 960-4465. I have a great mobile mortgage app too. It's very simple. It's harmless. We try to get our approvals back to our clients within 24 hours. So the whole idea is it's stressful experience, right? So we really strive to keep everything as simple and stress-free as possible.
It is, yeah. And I can leave all the information down below also. Just send me whatever you want to be included with this. And everybody, it was lovely having you on here. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everyone.
All right, thank you.